friends, we're here today to talk March TBR, and I know it's March 11th. It's a little late, but we're reading books all month long. March is going to be a little bit of a catch-up month. I don't have a lot of things that I put on my TBR. Where is my TBR page? But there are some things that I wanted to read in January and February and didn't get to, and so I'd like to get to them in March. Some of them are books that I want to read for publishers. Publishers send them to me and I want to do book reviews, and other things, just books that I have lying around and wanted to get to for one reason or another, but I don't have a lot of them here. So I'm just going to mention a few of the books that I'm reading in March, and I guess at the end of the month we'll see exactly what I got to. Those are the books from last month. We haven't gotten a chance to put them away yet, so we talked about them already, remember? These are the books that we talked about in the last video that we did together, I think. So March, RunwrightReads Book Club in March. We're visiting Puerto Rico through books. So the two books that we are reading in March, A Taste for Sugar or Taste of Sugar by Maricel Vera and The House on the Lagoon by Rosario Ferre. I don't have either of those physical copies yet, so I'll link them up here somewhere. You'll see them. Those are the books that we're reading for the RunwrightReads Book Club in March. I made a video a few days ago, and if you watch that video, you probably heard me talk about those books. And what we're also reading in March, in April, I'm sorry, I'm a little scattered. Can you guess why? RunwrightReads Book Club in March. House on the Lagoon by Rosario Ferre and A Taste of Sugar by Maricel Vera, Puerto Rico. In March, there are lots of readathons that I want to participate in. One of them is a middle grade March readathon hosted by Krista from Books and Jams every March. And I don't yet have a book picked out, but I'm going to try to read one of those middle grade books from the Caribbean in March. I don't know what yet. I made a video for her channel where she was introducing the readathon, and I talked about When Life Gives You Mangoes by Karine Gettin. And I was really happy to share that book because it's a book that was set in Jamaica that I read and loved last year. So I hope more people will pick it up this month, and if not this month, anytime. Anytime is a good time to read Caribbean books. So middle grade March, I'm hoping to read something for that. I don't have a book picked out yet. Other things that I'm doing in March, I'm doing a buddy read of The Black Cabinet by Jill Watts. I'm reading that with Heidi and Patrice and Doris, and that's a continuation from last month. So I also don't have a physical copy of that. I'm reading an electronic copy from the library, so I'll link that up here as well. And that one is about the African American advisors who worked in the FDR administration, and it's tracing some of the history of African American politicians or people working in politics. Yeah, but you can't eat it, okay? So we're having a really good time reading that book. I really enjoy doing buddy reads with those ladies. We read a lot of historical records, and it's a really great way for me to learn about history. Sometimes the books that we choose are not necessarily books that I had on my radar before, so it's always great to get recommendations and also someone to share reading those recommendations with. I'm also reading a book with Doris. We have a project that we're doing. We're reading Jacqueline Woodson's recommendations, and why can't I remember now the book that we're reading this month? Is it When They Call You a Terrorist? I think that's the book. I'm not sure which book we're reading this month because I haven't started reading it yet, but I'll put it up here as well. So that's my project with Doris. That's a year-long project. Every month we're reading a different book recommended by Jacqueline Woodson for one reason or another. And books that I got from the publishers that I want to read. I started reading 400 Souls last month and I didn't finish, so I'm continuing this month. This is 80 contributions from African American authors about the 400 year of African American history, and it is, I think, 80 authors writing about a 5-year period each, covering the span of 1619 to 2019, and these were curated by Ibram X. Kendi and Keisha N. Blaine, and these are fantastic. They are essays and poems and short stories, and they're just wonderful and like haunting in the history that they evoke, and I'm loving it, but I'm reading it slowly because I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to be reading and reviewing this one for Penguin Random House in March. And other books that I have that I got from publishers to review. This one, I think the review is due in April, but I'm going to try to read it this month. This is When Stars Rain Down by Angela Jackson Brown. And this one is also about African American history. I think it's historical fiction, yeah, set in 1936 in Georgia, and talking about the impact that the Ku Klux Klan was having on the lives of black people. And so that one is a gift from Thomas Nelson Publishers, and I get these books because I am participating in TLC book tours. Next is a book that I just got in the mail. I hadn't gotten any book mail in a few days, like a week and a half, 2 weeks, which is a long time for me to not get any books in the mail. So when this one came, I was super excited. So I want to pick this up and like read it right away. This is This Close to Okay by Lisa Cross Smith, and I won this one on Instagram, an Instagram giveaway hosted by Sweating Till I Make It Too. I think that's her Instagram screen name. But the giveaway came from the publishers, and this is the author, Lisa Cross Smith, and the publishers are Hatchet Books. Hatchet Book Group. Lisa Cross Smith is a homemaker and the author of Every Kiss I Wore, Whiskey and Ribbon, So We Can Glow, and This Close to Okay. She lives in Kentucky with her husband and their 2 teenagers. I don't know what this book is about, and I don't want to read the synopsis because I'm going to be reading this in the next couple of days. So maybe you know what it's about, and so it'll be fine. So those are some of the physical books that I have on my TBR. And then otherwise, I'm just going to be reading and catching up and doing some mood reading. You'll hear me talk about those books because I'm hoping to do a little bit more vlogging this month. Tomorrow, the mid-month book bash begins, and the mid-month book bash is hosted by Doris from All the Books, and it's a 4-day readathon that happens around the 10th of every month, and the goal is to just boost your reading kind of in the beginning but closer to the middle of the month, when sometimes you haven't been reading a lot and you want to push your reading forward. So the mid-month book bash. Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna be vlogging this weekend for that, and the theme this month is spa weekend or rejuvenation in some ways, spa themed readathon. I'm looking forward to it. Whatever it is, one of my books on the weekend TBR is going to be this book. So you'll hear me talk a little bit about probably these 2, as well as maybe the Black Cabinet in my vlog. Things are falling. It's chaos over here. Someone commented in my last video that they love the chaotic videos, and I just so love that comment because most of my videos these days are going to be chaotic. Thank you so much for putting up with them. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you want to see more of the chaos. And let's chat in the comments. Let me know what's on your March TBR that you're most looking forward to reading. I'm hoping to participate in all the readathons all the time. Read all the books. We'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for being here. Let's chat in the comments. And until next time, look who came for the bye-bye. Say bye. Say bye. What do you have in your mouth? Oh man, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Life with a toddler. Say bye. Bye. Okay, we're going out now, okay? Yeah, so here. It's your pear. You should finish it. Okay? And I also got this book. This just came yesterday. It's a giveaway that I won on Instagram, and when it came, I hadn't gotten any book mail for a few days, like a couple of weeks, and I was missing getting books in the mail. But when this came, I knew I wanted to read it like soon. So I put that on my, okay, thank you. I don't know where you picked that up from. So yeah, when this one came in the mail, I knew I wanted to read it right away, and I was hoping to start it yesterday, but this little one sometimes doesn't give me a chance to start books right away. But I'm gonna pick. Hi friends, we are here today to talk March TBR. I know it's March 11th. We're a little late, but that's okay. We're reading all month, right? So for our March TBR, we are hoping to just read all the things that we were supposed to read in January and February and didn't get to. So some of the books that list includes 400 Souls by Ibram X. Kendi and Keisha N. Blaine. Those are the editors. They curated entries from, is it 80? I think it's 80 African American authors, each one talking about a period of 5 years spanning from 1619 to 2019. And I got that book from Penguin Random House, and I wanted to read it in February. I didn't, but I'm reading it now in March. So that's the first thing that's on my TBR. That's not the first thing on my TBR. That's the first book I'm showing you. Those are the books from last month. Remember, we read those last month. We still haven't gotten a chance to put them away. So, March. March. So March is a big